Imagine this. Tomorrow morning, I drop you into a random Indian home. You don't know the family, you don't know the city, you don't even know what language they speak. Maybe you are in Jaipur, maybe Chennai, maybe Bhubaneswar, maybe Shillong, it does not matter. Because give yourself 5 minutes and you will probably know exactly where the plastic bags are kept. You will know which chair nobody is allowed to sit on. You will know that the fancy dinner plates are definitely not for dinner. And if you find an ice cream box in the freezer, do not get your hopes up. Congratulations! You have officially experienced India. Now, here is the strange part. None of these families planned it. Nobody held a national meeting and announced, from today onwards, every Indian household shall keep leftovers inside ice cream boxes. There wasn't a government circular either. No secret WhatsApp group, no instruction manual titled How to be an Indian household. And yet, somehow, we all ended up living versions of the same story. Let's start with something that deserves far more respect than it gets. The chair. Not any chair, the chair. Every house has one. It begins life with ambition. Someone buys it, places it proudly in a corner. Maybe they imagine guests sitting on it. Maybe it will become part of the study table. Maybe someone will actually sit on it. Poor chair. It had dreams. Then reality happened. One shirt, two shirts, a towel, a handbag, a jacket, 3 pair of jeans, a shopping bag, and somehow one lonely socks. Always one lonely socks. At this point, calling it a chair feels disrespectful. It's basically an unpaid employee. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no holidays, no appreciation. Just holding everyone's life together, literally. Then comes India's greatest emotional scam. You are walking towards the refrigerator. You aren't expecting much. Then you see it. An ice cream tub. Your brain immediately starts celebrating. Today is my lucky day. You open it. Slowly, carefully, hope in your eyes. Rajma. Yesterday's dal, fish curry. Or 3 rotis folded with the precision of classified government documents. You just stand there processing your betrayal. The funniest part isn't that one family does this. The funniest part is that millions of families do. Completely independently. It's almost impressive. Scientists should study this. And that's when I realized maybe these aren't just funny habits. Maybe they are clues, little pieces of a much bigger story. A story about families, about history, about love expressed in ways so ordinary that we stop noticing them. Because once you start paying attention, you realize the story was never about the chair or the ice cream box. It was always about the people who filled them. The more I looked, the more I realized the chair wasn't the only thing living a double life. Every Indian home has the good plates. Not the plates we eat on every day, no. I am talking about those plates. The ones that spend 364 days of the year inside a glass cabinet like they're priceless museum exhibits. They shine, they sparkle, they are practically celebrities. Do we ever eat on them? Absolutely not. Apparently, they are waiting for someone more important. Imagine living in your own house, paying the electricity bill, helping clean the kitchen, washing the dishes, and still eating on the regular steel plate. Meanwhile, your mom's college friend, whom you have met exactly twice in your life, walks in, and suddenly the VIP collection makes its grand entrance. The fancy plates, the matching bowls, the glasses that only exist for special occasions. For a moment, even the dining table looks richer. It's funny, but if you think about it, it's also kind of beautiful. Because that family isn't trying to impress anyone. They are quietly saying, "You matter to us." Not through expensive gifts, not through big speeches, just by bringing out the very best they have. And somehow, that's one language almost every Indian home seems to understand. And then, there's another unwritten rule. No guest is ever allowed to leave hungry. You can politely say, "No, no, thank you," once, twice, maybe even 5 times, it does not matter. Because somewhere in the kitchen, your host has already decided you are eating. One more roti, one more spoon of curry, one more sweet, one more cup of chai. At this point, saying "I am full" is less of a statement and more of the beginning of a negotiation. The food isn't really the point. The conversation isn't even the point. The point is the simple sentence: "We are happy you are here." And then we arrive at the bag of bags. Honestly, every Indian house has one cupboard that looks like it's secretly running a plastic bag adoption center. You pull out one bag, and somehow 7 more come along for the ride. It's like they have formed a support group. Nobody remembers where half of them came from, yet nobody throws them away. Because it might be useful someday. That sentence might just be the unofficial motto of Indian households. But here's where the story changes. Why? Why are so many families like this? Why do we save jars, reuse containers, repair old things, and hesitate to throw something away? The answer isn't hiding in our kitchens, it's hiding in our history. Many of our parents and almost all of our grandparents grew up in a very different India, a time when buying something new wasn't always easy, when every rupee mattered, when wasting food wasn't just careless, it was unthinkable. An empty jar wasn't rubbish, it was tomorrow's storage container. An old plastic bag wasn't trash, it was something that still had value. People did not hold on to things because they loved clutter. They held on to them because life had taught them that everything deserves another chance. And slowly, without anyone announcing it, those habits traveled from one generation to the next. Not through rules, not through textbooks, but through everyday life. A child watches their mother wash an empty container instead of throwing it away. A grandparent folds every shopping bag neatly. A father repairs a broken stool instead of replacing it. Year after year, those tiny moments become normal. Until one day, without even noticing, they become yours. Maybe, maybe that's how traditions survive, not only through festivals, not only through ceremonies, but through tiny routines. So ordinary that we stop seeing them. And maybe that's why a home in Kerala can still feel strangely familiar to someone from Odisha or Punjab or Assam, because beneath all our differences, many of us inherited the same quiet values. Take care of what you have, treat guests with kindness, don't waste food, always make room for one more person at the table. Those aren't just habits, they are stories. Stories told without words. When we are children, we spend years saying, when I grow up, I'll do things differently. No plastic bags, no ice cream boxes, no chair that's permanently covered in clothes. But life has a funny way of changing our minds. One day, you will move into a place of your own. Maybe a hostel, maybe a new city, maybe a home you have always dreamed of. And then, without even realizing it, you will wash an empty ice cream tub, fold the plastic bag, or keep a chair aside for just a few clothes. You will smile because somewhere along the way, home came with you. Maybe that's how traditions survive, not through rules, but through ordinary movements repeated with love. And maybe that's why homes across India feel strangely similar. Not because we are all the same, but because we have all inherited little pieces of the same story. So perhaps this was never a story about chase or containers or the good plates. It was always a story about people, about the quiet ways we care for each other, and about how the smallest habits often became our biggest memories. Before we part, I did like to tell you why Astera exists. In a world that's always rushing, I wanted to create a little corner where we could slow down. A place where ordinary movements become stories worth remembering. Maybe they will make us laugh, maybe they will make us think, and maybe every once in a while they will remind us of home. That's what Astera is. So, if today's story stayed with you, even after the screen goes dark, I hope you will stay. Because this is only the beginning. And I did be honored to have you with me as we discover many more stories together. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of the people you love, and keep looking a little closer. Because sometimes the smallest stories shine the brightest.